one of the biggest albums of all time, a chameleon of music, The Boss, and A Birthday Boy. Next on Heels and Quads.
Heels and Quads Media, the place for metalheads. With Tommy and Levi, I'm taking full control. Screaming vocals, thunderous bass, and crushing beats. Heels and Quads Media, where the metal scene meets.
Make sure to like, subscribe, comment on this video. What did you get in vinyl this week? Or this month so far? What have you gotten in CDs, or if you collect cassettes? Tell me in the comments what you're collecting, what you picked up, and are you going on like a discography journey where you're just seeking out one artist and getting all of their stuff? So subscribe, like, comment, let me know that in the comments. Welcome back, Heels and Quads Media. Here on YouTube, I am Tommy, and I'm back with another Spinning Saturday, finally, even though I'm recording on a Thursday. But as you've seen, if you've watched this series before, it doesn't matter the day. Spinning Saturday is more of a state of mind, like a New York state of mind, if you will. Saturday seems like a record day. You go to a record store on a Saturday. A lot of people have weekends off. I unfortunately don't. My typical record store day is Thursdays. So what I think I'm going to do is go to bi-weekly and announce that. That way it gives me a little leeway on when I can record these. So this series will now be bi-weekly, and maybe that means I'll start showing more. Instead of 4, I'll show 6 or 8. So like I said in the intro, I've got one of the biggest records of all time coming up. I've got one from somebody who, like I said, a chameleon of music, or a Renaissance man, or just always kind of changed with the times, always changed his look, always changed his style. And then, of course, I've got The Boss, and I've got The Birthday Boy, the piano man himself, Billy Joel. I've got one from him coming up in this. So let's get right to it. The first one I want to show, I got this for my wife, actually, because I felt like I heard all these songs a gajillion times growing up and still do. They're all over TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, all of that. This album and these songs have become so popular even with today's generation, which is a great thing. This is the kind of thing that we've wanted to do with this channel, is kind of bring the younger generation into what we grew up with and what we know is good music, as opposed to what they hear on the radio today, or Spotify or Apple Music, however they get their music. Radio was I just dated myself. So coming up from one of the biggest bands, like I said, still popular today, huge. We just lost one of the members of this band. So from 1977, Fleetwood Mac, Rumors. Now I said, I bought this for my wife, and this is actually a 2011 pressing, I believe. Which is fine. I mean, it sounds great. We've had it for a couple of weeks now, and we listened to it the day we got it. And I got it for my wife, but also, what is a record collection without Rumors? So, I mean, all these songs are classics. Dreams, Don't Stop, Go Your Own Way, The Chain, Gold Dust Woman. I mean, This is a greatest hits album. All the members of this band are talented. They all bring something to the table. Stevie Nicks still just rules. She sounds great. She looks great. Can't say enough about her. And Fleetwood Mac, Rumors. If you don't have it, you're not a vinyl collector, I guess. So now it's in our collection. Next up, from, what year is this? I think it's 83. Yes, 83. From 1983, Let's Dance, David Bowie. Another album that's just produced by David and Nile Rodgers from Chic. Engineered by Bob Clearmountain, the famous Bob Clearmountain. He did Born in the USA and every big album he engineered. And this one's another one. It's got some hits on it. Modern Love, That's probably my favorite song on this album. But then it come 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 punch. Modern Love, China Girl. Always think of that scene in The Wedding Singer. I always find a way to get an Adam Sandler reference. And I did Billy Madison twice, I think, and now Wedding Singer.
When I get excited, my little China girl, she says, "Oh baby, just you shut your mouth."
Shut your mouth.
Let's Dance. It's because he, like in the 70s, it was like more of a classic rock sound, singer-songwriter, folky kind of sound, and then it went into like electronic, synth, new wave, dancey music, and that's what this is. And it's not that I don't like the 70s stuff. I just needed something to help broaden my collection, and I don't have a lot of synthy stuff and kind of dance music. And when I'm listening to records, I like to have fun, and I like to dance and sing as much as dancing, or making an ass out of myself. So why not have some Bowie, some synthy Bowie. 1983, David Bowie, Let's Dance. Next up is one from The Boss. This album, I always find that it's harder, I guess because CDs were becoming more and more dominant in the physical media music world, and vinyl from the early 90s is just either hard to find or super uber expensive. And I got lucky with this one because I think I paid $38 and shipping was like $4, so more than I typically paid, but for what I got, to me it's worth it. And you might not be a Springsteen fan, so you probably wouldn't pay this much or any at all. But from 1992, he did kind of a Guns N' Roses Use Your Illusion type thing, and he did Lucky Town and this album. I already have Lucky Town, but that's a new pressing. That's a 180 gram. This is an original pressing, and the coolest thing about this is I got it at that price sealed. So it was an original pressing, sealed, like not just cellophane on it still, but sealed. And if you've watched this before, you know I like the cellophane on it and just kind of split open so I can get the record in and out in the inserts. And I like since, or olden times back when I was a kid, I hadn't opened a record other than new pressings, so it was really cool to get it. And this also has the original price tag on it, which is nice. But it was just super nostalgic to be able to open something that's been sitting probably either in a record store or storage or something for 30 years, over 30 years, 32 years. This has been just sitting somewhere sealed. So from 1992, Bruce Springsteen, Human Touch. I love this album. I love this and Lucky Town. It's not the E Street Band, it's the other band as it's called amongst fans. But Human Touch, great single. 57 channels and nothing on. Depends on my mood, I guess. But like, I always remember the video, even from when I was a kid. Soul Driver before that, cool track. I don't want to do cool track, great song, all that stuff, but it's hard not to. All or Nothing at All on side 2. I Wish I Were Blind. They'd been doing that live here and there for years and years. Real Man's another good one. I mean, I like all these songs, but my favorite song in side 1, and he opened a couple of shows in Unksville, Connecticut at the Casino Arena and Mohegan Sun, that's what it is, Mohegan Sun Arena, and in Vegas, T-Mobile, he opened with this song, Roll of the Dice.
So fell for you, baby. I'm coming on changing times. Over the rise. Just another roll of the dice.
Great song. The 2 live versions that he's done on this tour that he's on now have been fantastic. But the best one was from the MTV Plugged, because it was supposed to be an unplugged, but Bruce plugged in. Because it's not a Bruce concert without a Telecaster. The version he does on that, and it was cut, it never aired, but you can find it on YouTube. You can find the complete MTV rehearsal, recording, all that stuff. That one is the ultimate version of that song, and I mean the studio version's great too, but that version is just the one that I go to when I really want to hear that song. Unless I'm listening to vinyl, and this is awesome, and it's got the original sticker there. What was it? Is it gonna focus? Maybe if I do this. $9.88 originally. But yeah, super cool to get that. That was an eBay purchase. All of these today were eBay purchases, actually. Didn't get any of these at my local shop. Next up, I've got the Birthday Boy, the Piano Man. So from 1976, the Birthday Boy, the Piano Man, Billy Joel. 1976, Turnstiles. This is another one. Great condition. I don't know if you can see the edges there, the binding. Maybe if I cover my face a little bit. And there's the back. I typically have the records on the back, but I took them out before to save some time and space and your time and my time and editing time. Great album. Underrated album, I think. I think now people are getting this, but you know, I love The Stranger, 57th Street, all that stuff, Innocent Man. Love everything Billy Joel. Anything he's done, I like. Say Goodbye to Hollywood, this whole album, just put it on and let it go. Say Goodbye to Hollywood, New York State of Mind, like I mentioned in the intro, kind of getting to that. Miami, 2017. Angry Young Man. All You Want to Do Is Dance. I mean, this Billy Joel and his band, and I've always thought that Liberty DeVito was like the coolest drummer, and I really want to do an interview with him, but I think I tried to email once and never heard back. Maybe I need to try that again, but I think that would be a fun interview because I've seen some things he's done as far as drums go, and I just kind of want to ask him, you know, about a little bit of everything. But yeah, production on Billy Joel's albums are so good, and the saxophone, Richard Cannata, fantastic, always. But yeah, just a great album. All four of these today, just solid. I know my heavy metal and hard rock crew will be upset with those four probably, but you know, sometimes you gotta expand your musical taste, your musical palette, as I call it, and think outside the box once in a while. Like, you can still be a metalhead or a rock guy or girl and like Billy Joel or Bruce Springsteen, or, you know, I think Fleetwood Mac's kind of like in every person's band, you know. I think they kind of bridge the gap of genres. I think anybody can like that band. And then, you know, Bowie, he's got so many hits that you can kind of just go with that too. You just go with the flow. Like, there's so many bands and albums and songs that I like now that I did not like when they were new. But like I've said 1,000 times, as you get older, that taste changes. Your mood changes. Something that seems so foreign and like old people music to you when you were a kid, now it really is old people music, and now you're listening to it because you're getting older, and now it's all those words and lyrics and the different sounds and string arrangements and stuff, it resonates with you and not just your parents or even your grandparents, or in my case sometimes my great-grandparents. Some of those Frank Sinatra records are just, you can't even touch them. Like, I don't even know why they remaster this stuff anymore. I mean, I know it's good to preserve all this stuff, but it's perfect just the way it is, or just the way you are, in honor of the Birthday Boy again. But yeah, happy 75th birthday to Billy Joel. At time of recording this, Thursday, May 9th. My birthday's right around the corner. I had to do some subtracting there. Alright, so on that note, I'll see you next time. Possibly another video today. I said that yesterday with the guitar unboxing, and I didn't get around to it, but got this one out today, finally, after a couple of weeks. hopefully I can get that Elvis video out to you this evening. So tell your friends, tell your enemies, and I'll see you next time.